in the book for the Raps and Hawks, the Raps and Cavs, the Hawks and Knicks, and the Wolves and Nuggets. We had two very good games on actual broadcast television, NBC. Um, the Peacock game was meant to be streamed. Um, yeah, we'll definitely get into that one time. You know, I have Peacock, I have Prime. Um, I hate it. I hate having to watch NBA games on streaming. Same way I hate it for the NFL, but whatever. It's even worse for college. It's stupid. Um, let's get into it real quick. I ain't really got to talk or speak too much on that Raptors Hawks. Raptors Cavs. Um, Scotty definitely listened. He stepped up. He gave his team what they needed from him, but it wasn't enough. RJ still showed up. Bi did not. Bi was a complete no show tonight, and that pretty much, was the doom for for Toronto. Um, just Scotty not having enough help. Both James and Spider were both great. Uh, Mobley played well. I think he shot like 11 or 13 from the field. Had like 25, 28 some points. Only had 8 rebounds. I need more rebounds. Um, but he played well. He definitely contributed to the Cavs win tonight. But okay, so they're on the Peacock. So they're getting off of NBC for post game, going to Peacock. So I'm gonna put it on Peacock, even though I'm not really fully paying attention. I can rewind when I get done and go see what they said, see how the line, what I said. Speaking mainly of Maria, T Mac, and Mello. Love Vince Carter, hate Vince Carter on TV. I just do. Vince is not good on TV. He wasn't good with TNT. He's not been good with NBC. Um, I'll try to be, man. Only be me, 100% rare. But yeah, let's get to that. I'm gonna have to see who that is. I have no idea who that is. Um, I don't know if he's being for real or it's a joke or whatever. And then you take back the comment. Okay. I'm gonna still try to remember that name and look up who that is. Um, well, hey, subscribe to me. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Come holler at me. Take, you know, hopefully it can be of some entertainment, some knowledge, and some good time and a good space for you. I definitely appreciate you. But yeah, let's get into that Hawks and Knicks. It's a game of runs, man. Absolute game of runs. That's what basketball is. Um, Knicks came out ready, um, looking like they ready to do what they should be able to do easily. But like I said in the game one review preview for game two earlier, the problem with the Knicks is you never know. You never know which Knicks team is gonna show up. And tonight we actually got good Knicks and bad Knicks all in one. They started off like they were ready to take a demanding and commanding 2-0 lead, and they got two legs. They got two legs, and CJ, bruh, my God, CJ McCullough, that was that was incredible. That was amazing. He became a Nick killer tonight. I don't care if it's just game two of game of week round one. I don't care if that's the only game the Hawks win. CJ not only was killing them, they was booing them the whole game. He was talking shit to him the whole time doing it and loving it, doing it with a smile on his face. I absolutely loved it, man. CJ was great. That was definitely vintage McCullum. And like I had to ask and remind my partner, my brother Timo, like, yo, man, we was just talking about some of the greatest handles ever, man, and like the tiers and Mount Rushmores and all that. Like, say, man, CJ McCullough, one of the most underrated handles there is. But he was just on points, and like he was a leader, he was a vet. The Knicks are still doing a great job at defending Jalen. Josh, I loved hearing what Josh said at halftime, how he's just studying them. Or maybe it's just the end of the first quarter, how he's just been studying all of his mannerisms, all of his movements, his tendencies. Not just trying to stop him as a scorer, but knowing that Atlanta's at their best when Jalen is their everything. When he's getting, he's starting the offense and running the entire team. And they're doing a great job. They're doing an absolute great job on him. It was just too much CJ tonight. Cat has to get in the paint. Like I said earlier before this game, he has to utilize his size. Um, I've not been as hard on Cat this year as I've been in the past, dating back to his Minnesota days, because I've been pleased with Cat this year. I think Cat played well this year. He just wasn't aggressive enough to go get the ball, to demand the ball, to look to score. But his all around overall game, I was very impressed with this season. But it's the playoffs. You got to step up. Big body can't do this by itself, man. Uh, he the king of New York, man, but he only 6 feet. Like he can't do this by itself. So, you know, New York's greatest advantage is cat down low, and that was just great to watch the Hawks not give up, continue to fight, trusting they vet, trusting they leader, and CJ, and CJ just he was incredible, man. He had a performance. It might not have been one of those crazy scoring performances that you saw at the Garden from Kobe, um, Melo as a Nick, Steph, Jordan, but it was one of them killer games, like a Reggie Miller type game at the Garden, because he became a New York City villain, and I know the Garden they appreciate it. They appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? They'll boo you, they'll jeer you, they'll talk all kind of shit to you, but they appreciate you respecting and knowing that this is the Mecca and you putting on the show. Even though you beating us, you putting on the show. So great job for the Hawks, man. Um Wolves Nuggets. Denver looked like they came out. You talk about how the Knicks we saw the best of and the worst of. We kind of saw that with the Nuggets tonight. They looked like they was ready to take a commanding 2-0 lead as well, and pretty much put this one away. I told you earlier, I want this to go 7 games. I expect this to be the best, most competitive first round series. I could see the Nuggets winning it in 6 because they are healthy, they are determined, and I believe in Joker and the Nuggets. But this is a real rivalry. This is a real rivalry. I said that I don't see the Wolves being able to win the series unless it's in 6, their way. But I just don't see that happening. Um, and the way the Nuggets came out, man, like they hit them with haymakers, man. Like they was trying to knock them out early, and it looked like they was on their way to doing so. But Ant stayed with it. Whatever's going on with his knee, I forgot who it was. I have to remember who was broadcasting the game the other day. I think it might have been on Prime because I think that was a Saturday game, and all those games was on Prime except for our game. So wasn't Nash, wasn't Dirk, wasn't Blake. I don't know who it was. It must have been just whoever was calling the game for prom. But they was talking about how what Ant's dealing with is like a come and a go type thing. I think Crawford was tonight, so it wasn't Crawford. He's Peacock. But there was somebody like it's a come and a go type thing. When it hurts, and it's not much you can do. But there are moments and times and stretches where you just don't feel it, and you can just go. And we saw that with Ant tonight early in the game when the knee was clearly bothering him. He was hobbled. He just didn't have it. He just didn't have it. And the Wolves didn't have it. They were flat. But as the game went on, he stayed with it. And what I love the most, I love the way Ant played tonight. This is the way I always beg for Ant to play. attack, bro. Don't settle for that three. You're a great 3-point shooter. We need you to shoot threes. If we're the Wolves. Um, but don't settle for it because it's not too many people that's going to guard you on a night to night basis, especially for 4 quarters that can guard you. So don't settle. Don't give them the easy way out, man. Go get to that round, get to that rack, get the easy free throws, get the easy buckets, man. Um, and that's what Ant was doing tonight, and it was incredible to see. Gobert, not a Gobert fan whatsoever, but he was big time. You can't look at his stat sheet and see what he did, especially in that fourth quarter guarding Joker. Joker and Murray didn't do shit in the fourth quarter. That's after Joker had a first half where he wasn't really aggressive scoring, but he was great in every other aspect that he brings to the game. And then the third quarter, he took over. I said it at halftime, and that's exactly what he did. In that third quarter, he took over and definitely had Denver in position after they dominated the first quarter. Wolves dominated the second. Um, there was a mix up. I think it was Bruce Brown missed a three that he definitely should have hit that would have tied it, meaning Jamal Murray's 3-quarter shot would have put Denver up by three. And this was after I think Denver was up like 15, 19 or something. And yeah, Minnesota had came back and I think they were up by like 12. And Denver was able to tie it, so 0-0. And then the third, Joker was Joker. It was incredible. But Ant was still being Ant. Minnesota was still coming. J Mac was huge. Julius Randle was great with his defense on Joker early. He had to, I think, Finch took him off due to few fouls. And Joker, that's when Joker got off in that third on Nas Reed. Nas Reed was just getting abused. Um, but all of those guys from Minnesota stepped up and did what was needed in that fourth quarter on both ends of the court. Um, Murray was huge. He was matching Ant bucket for bucket through 3 quarters. But like I said, in that fourth quarter, um, both Jamal and Joker, they just didn't have it. And that's always the one thing that is scary when you are a Nugget believer, the way I am, is that sometimes they're just way too reliant on Joker or on Joker and Murray together. And when those shots stop falling, it hurts. Um, this was huge on Joker though, because late he had a drive. I think they actually about to show it. Murray, yep, they showing it right now. And I'm curious to hear what they're saying about it, because I was literally about to tell you what I felt, but let me hear what they're saying. Win the game, right? So now he gets fouled and he goes to the free throw line and he makes one or two, which would have tied the ball game up. You the best player in the world. You have to put that on. T Mac said exactly what I was saying. You the best player in the world. You have to shoot that. You gotta shoot that. You have to shoot that, bro. Um, we've seen Joker throw that lob like Melo just said, but I say throw the floater, hit the floater. That's your shot. You make that shot a million times. Joker made that pass. First off, Ant almost stole it, so Brown didn't get a clear catch on it. But you don't put Brown in. You don't. You just don't put that on Brown. And I think if Joker had that back 9 more times in a row, he would take the floater 9 times in a row. Um, it was just a split moment decision, and they don't always make the best plays, even as the best player. Um, but yeah, I said that immediately. I did not like Joker passing that shot. I'd rather live with you as the best player, not on this team, but the best player in the world. You know, he go win a championship this year going through Ant and the Wolves, his rival, the alien in San Antonio, who defies all rules. SGA, the only person to win MVP, since him in recent history, and the defending champ Thunder, who look like they're about to be a back-to-back. And then the finals, whether it's against the Celtics, Knicks, whoever, it's one of the greatest rounds ever. It's one of the greatest rounds ever, and it might just solidify Joker as the greatest center ever. Um, but yeah, they blew a golden opportunity to go up 2-0 tonight, and I gotta put a lot of it on joke. With I'm not even blaming the slow start because he made up for that in the third quarter, but you know he got some rest to start the fourth. He should have been rested for the fourth. Um, he had a couple of questionable no calls on a few drives. He got mad. I think Gobert got a dunk on him, his only field goal of the game, and then Joker came back and got a dunk on him. But yeah, on that floater, man, you can't pass it. You can't dump that off, especially to a young guy like Brown. He's not super young, but he's still young. You dump that off to Aaron Gordon, that's one thing. You dump it off to Jamal Murray, that's one thing. Those are your co-vets. Those are the guys that's been here with you through it all. Um, you don't put that on Brown, especially him being like a 76% free throw shooter. He went to the line, only made one out of two. The two out of two would have tied it. You hitting that floater would have tied it. You Nikola Jokic, you the best player in the world. You got to take that shot. Um, but yeah, man, just Ant and the Wolves did just enough, and they got the win. And this was a huge one. This was a huge one because if it's 2-0, even with the series one in Minnesota, I think Denver gets one. You know what I'm saying? So you coming back to Denver down 3-1. What should be a 6, 7 game series could be over in five. So tying this one up at one, stealing this one, definitely they stole it. Was huge. I think Denver gonna go to Minnesota and split. And next time we see this series in Denver, it'll be a 2-2 series, and that's crucial always. Um, Going back at the other ones was that Cavs are now up 2 on the Raptors. Um, Things can change in Toronto. I expect Toronto to at least get one. I wouldn't be surprised if they got two. I just wouldn't bet on them getting two. Um, so I think the Cavs will come back to Cleveland up 3-1. But I also wouldn't be surprised if the Cavs swept. Um, and then New York, Atlanta, that's gonna be lit. That's gonna be lit in Atlanta because I really think CJ has given them some confidence. Um, New York could have swept this series. They could have came back to New York in Game Five up 3-1 and ended it in five. But they they lost this one tonight. Um, the Hawks took this one tonight, and I think because of that, I think because of that, I think the Hawks are gonna get one in Atlanta. They're gonna get one at home, and it's gonna be a 2-2 series in that series coming back to the Garden. So that's gonna be lit. You know what I'm saying? Game five in New York, game five in Denver gonna be huge because I look at both of them being 2-2 series. I think those series in Atlanta and Minnesota will split the same way they split in New York and Denver. Um, can't wait for tomorrow night. I expect KD to be playing against my Lakers. CJ, oh my God, that crossover was so nasty. Um, I don't even remember the other two games, but I can't wait for them. I just wanted to come holler at y'all real quick. I'm gonna try to do this nightly before we get to the first thing first of the world, the get ups of the world, the first takes of the world, the NBA todays of the world the next day. Um, if not, maybe I'll try to get it in early in the morning. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, man. Hopefully y'all enjoy this. Hopefully y'all like this. Hopefully it's cool. Share it, like, subscribe, holler at me. Um, I'm open to all different topics of discussion. So holler at me, man. Let's get this going.